Keep up with the party in front of you and fill in all the available space. Thank you for touring with Kilimanjaro.
Wing truck is moving slowly or stopped. Don't forget to try to enjoy your safari with your own app. In my first safari, this type
Permanezcan sentados, mantengan las manos, brazos, pies, izquierdas dentro de la safari. Hasta el final, todo activo en Kilimanjaro Safari. Cuida sus niños. Gracias. Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safari. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del vehículo. Cuida a sus niños. Gracias. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kilimanjaro Safari.
With the fans aren't being like, stores are closing. A Sunday Sun awarded, that means thank you. Another word that we say here on the reserve is twin day. And twin day means let's go. Jumbo everyone, my name is Selena. I'm with Fierce Safari. Got here today. Before we get going, we have a few safety reminders. Please make sure to keep our hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at all times and remain fully seated throughout our entire journey today, even when we're stopped. Now take a look above your head. There's an animal spotting guide. You can use that guide to help me spot some animals out here on the reserve. I can't promise that we're going to see all of them, but I usually have some pretty good luck. We're going to be heading into the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. The word Harambe means come together. So we're going to see how these animals live and exist together in their environment. Now, first stop today is going to be in the little Terry forest. The animals in here, they tend to be shy. They like to use camouflage to blend in with their environment. We're going to see what we can find today. On the right hand side, that's an okapi. And then on the left, there's the greater kudu, and then the bongo are a little bit further back there. Okapis have stripes in their legs that make them look like they're related to the zebra, but they're not. They're actually related to the giraffe. They have long prehensile tongues that they use to grab and chase off those trees, sort of like how we use our fingers to grab food. Their gestation period is about a year, or excuse me, about 14 months, and the mother's able to communicate with her young using infrasonic communication. It's something that humans aren't able to hear, which is pretty neat. Look, in the greater kudu are the light, like almost like tan ones, and then the penny colored ones are the bongo. Greater kudus are one of the tallest antelopes in Africa. They're the second tallest antelope here on the reserve. They stand at 55 inches tall at their shoulder, and they can leap about 8 feet forward. The bongos have a nickname of the ghost of the forest because of how rare they are to spot in the wild. And their horns angle backward. That's how they get through thick vegetation and underbrush very quickly. On the right hand side, those are saddle-billed storks. Saddle-billed storks get their name for the little yellow patches on their beak. It's shaped like a saddle. Those birds are 5 feet tall. They have a wingspan of 9 feet. About the same width of the canopy that's above your head. On the left-hand side, they're kind of hard to spot at first. That's the black rhino. They're laying down on their side right there. Black rhinos are the smallest rhino in Africa. They weigh about 3,000 pounds. Now, rhinos are poached or hunted for their horns. Some people believe that they have medicinal value, but they don't. Their horns aren't valuable at all. They're made of keratin, and that's the same thing that our fingernails are made of. Now we're going to be heading out of the Little Forest, but we're on our way to the Softy River. And animals in this area like to hang out in and around the water. On the right hand side, those are pink-back pelicans. Pink-back pelicans get their name from the pink skin that occurs on their back during mating season. Now those birds are colonial nesters. They'll nest between 20 and 500 pairs as a group of 40 to 1,000 pink-back pelicans. Hippos, they're on the left-hand side. Group of hippos is called a float. And they spend most of the time submerged in that water to avoid overheating, but they will come out to graze. And they can stay submerged in that water up to 8 minutes at a time. And then instead of swimming through the water, hippos will actually walk or run along the bottom of the riverbank because they'll kind of like that water right there. Now one of the ways you can help out your waterways is by checking your sunscreen to keep it reef safe. Another way is just being aware of how much water they are using and trying to conserve what possible. Now coming up on the left-hand side, we're going to see the Nile crocodile. Now crocodiles can eat half their body weight in one sitting, and they can go months without eating if food is scarce. Mother and father crocodiles are great parents, and they'll gently roll their eggs in their mouth that softens up their shell, and it makes it easier for their babies to hatch. But we're going to be heading into the savannah now. The savannah hosts millions of migrating animals every year, and it's home to Africa's most well-known animals, such as zebras and giraffes. I'm hoping that we'll be able to spot some today, but as we're heading out here, we get a pretty good chance to use that animal spotting guide. There's lots of wide open spaces. As we're entering in the savannah here, the savannah is shaped by the animals that live here. They all kind of play their parts. A lot of these trees that we're going to see are going to be pruned underneath to about the same height as well as far as the giraffes can reach. Like vegetation of these trees all around this area here. You can see some sable antelope that are hanging out up ahead here. We'll see what other animals are hanging out. Like some Hartman's mountain zebras are making their way across on the right hand side. A couple of babies hanging out over there if you're able to spot them. Well, it's going to be a pretty busy day for us. On the left-hand side, those are African painted dogs right behind that den over there. African painted dogs get their name from their fur pattern. It looks like they have paint on their sleeve. It's unique to each animal, and that's how they identify each other. Now on the left-hand side, those are sable antelope. Sable antelope are very special because of the symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve. Because of how courageous they are and a switch between fight or flight, they'll choose to fight. So we should fight to protect these animals and the environment that they live in. Passing by some termite mounds here. Termite mounds are made out of dirt, dung, and saliva. When they get hard enough, animals like elephants will use them as a scratching post. And once they kind of broke it down from that, a lot of different antelope will stand on top of it to get a better view of their surrounding areas. Looks like we're going to see a lot of zebras out here today. Hartman's mountain zebras are the ones that are kind of hanging out on the savannah right now. They're the only type of zebra with a dual lap. It's an extra lap of skin right underneath their neck that helps aid in blood circulation, that helps keep them cool on hot days. Now their gestation period is about a year, and the babies are able to imprint or memorize their mom's strike patterns, as they can tell their mom. The baby that we're going to see, there's one kind of hanging out behind that tree on the left. There's another one hanging out by mom here too. We got some Maasai giraffes who are hanging up here. Their foot drop the moment that they're born. But just like the okapis, they have those long prehensile tongues they use to grab vegetation off those trees. Again, sort of like how we use our fingers to grab. And they're pretty quick. Giraffes can walk at about 10 miles an hour. A lot of wildebeest hanging out here on the right hand side. There's going to be a group of them up on this hill. The name wildebeest means wild beast in Afrikaans, and they'll travel in groups of 1.5 million, and they'll go about 500 to 1,000 miles every year. That's roughly the distance between New York and Orlando. We're going to see what other animals are hanging out up ahead here. The African elephant, they're coming up here on the right hand side. They're kind of hanging out way in the back. Mandos are the largest monkey. Males can weigh up to 100 pounds. Females can weigh up to 30 pounds. And they can grit their teeth at each other as a sign of aggression, but they usually don't. They usually do it as a friendly gesture, so it's kind of like the Mandals are smiling at each other. African elephants are in large groups together, and the males will form a loose bachelor group, or sometimes they will kind of hang out on their own. Quickly on the right, we might catch another glimpse of them up there. On the right hand side, those are tusk marks. And those tusk marks are caused by African elephants. They'll come up against that clay and they'll eat it. And they eat it because it contains minerals that they need, sort of like how we take vitamins. Baobab trees here on the right and the left. There's some more elephants out there as well. Baobab trees survive by storing water in their trunk almost like a sponge. And they stay leafless about 9 months out of the year. Elephants are a matriarchal society. They're going to be led by a female elephant. Female elephants will weigh around 8,000 pounds. Males will weigh around 13,000 pounds. This is a group of flamingos. This group is called a flamboyant. So here we have that flamboyant flamingos. This particular species is the greater flamingo species. It's the lightest colored flamingo in their family. They get their colors from the brine green, and over time it turns their feather species. So it takes about 1 to 2 years to get the full decoloring when they're born green. I'll give you the baby elephant now. One of your autographs is rhinos as well. This is the white rhino. Sun protectant, sort of like how we use sunscreen. The elephants do something very similar, and they'll sling dirt and mud on their backs as well. Shows how important it is for us to protect ourselves outside these environments by wearing hats, sunglasses, sunscreen. Very, very important as well to stay hydrated. So the easiest way to tell the difference between a white rhino and a black rhino because they're both the same color, the shape of their mouth. White rhinos have a wide mouth, black rhinos have a V-shaped or pointed mouth. Original word for white rhino was vite. Vite means wide in Afrikaans. Over time it was misheard and mispronounced, and it turned into the white rhino. They're on the left hand side. Those are cheetahs.
Oh my gosh.
Cheetahs are the fastest land animal. They run a little over 60 miles an hour. They have 2 black lines on their face. Those black lines are called tear marks to help absorb the sunlight. Benefits cheetahs because cheetahs are daytime hunters. Instead of roaring, cheetahs will meow and they'll purr. And their claws are not retractable, so they're out all the time. Now we're coming up here on some Kopi rocks. And Kopi rocks are just rocks that suction out from the savannah. More white rhinos around here, as well as some waterbuck antelope and ostriches are hanging out here as well. White rhinos weigh about 4,000 to 5,000 pounds. The group of them is called a crash, and they can run at 35 miles an hour. Now, the waterbuck antelope, they get their name because they never stray far from their water source, and for the enormous amounts of water that they drink for an antelope. Ostriches are the largest birds. They have wings, but they don't fly. They use those wings for balance and to help them change direction. Lions sleep about 16 to 20 hours a day. And at full volume, a lion's roar can be heard up to 5 miles away. That's how they keep track of each other through their pride call. Female lions, lionesses, are to do most of the hunting for the group. Male lions stay back, guard the territory, and guard their cubs. Side, those are ostrich eggs. Each egg weighs 3 pounds. That's the equivalent of 2 dozen chicken eggs. And those shells are so strong, the average human can stand on them and they will not break.
3 pounds each.
Nigerian orco. Now these goats are used for their dairy products, such as the milk and cheese. And they take up a lot less land than cattle, a lot less room, so that would be easier on the environment. And they're very cute. And their milk is considered high value. So selling that milk helps take what they need to rely on.
One's in the back.
We got some really cool animals today. If you'd like to learn some more information, check out DisneyAnimals.com. Or National Geographic is a really good resource. Some ways to help all these animals at home include volunteering at your local nature center or conservation organization, or even joining a local beach or river cleanup. Some more simple ways to help out at home include turning off the water while you brush your teeth, or using reusable water bottles instead of disposable ones. Those small changes really add up to make a big difference. And then we have Kilimanjaro Safaris, and my name is Selena. It was an honor to be your safari guide here today. I hope you're able to see the importance of these animals and the environment that they live in. Here on the reserve, if you'd like to say goodbye, goodbyes are far too sad and far too final. So I will leave you with the Swahili word, kwaherini. And kwaherini means to go well with the intention of seeing each other again one day. So kwaherini, my friends. Another word that we say here on the reserve is savanna, and again that means thank you. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I'll be dropping you off right around the bend. Go ahead and double check for any personal belongings. I don't have anything here on my truck. It'll be a long trek back to Africa. If there's any tourist explorers or boards you've been riding this, that's the one. Yes, I am. One of my friends. So if you want to see some more animals while you're here in Africa, I do recommend Gorilla Falls, a self-guided exploration trail with some different animals than what you might spot over here. Chances of copies, like mole rats, meerkats. There's a gorilla sanctuary over there, and the underwater hippo viewing area. Grubby zebras hang out over there as well. Takes about 15 to 20 minutes to complete. It's both wheelchair and shoulder accessible. That trail is going to close at 5:30 today. There's another trail over in Asia. That's going to be the Maharaj Jungle Trek. Sumatran tigers are over there. They have a really big aviary. They give you a bird spotting guide where you can identify some of the birds that you might find in that area. There's also Rafiki's Planet Watch. It's going to be a train right away through the Wildlife Express here in Africa. That last train is going to leave at 4:30 today. Over there they have the affection section. That's going to be the petting zoo. They have the animators experience where you can draw some of your favorite Disney characters. And they have the behind the scenes look at Animal Kingdom. It takes about 5 minutes to get over there. Get a behind the scenes peek at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Rafiki and Timon like to hang out in that area as well. It's a pretty fun time.